welcome back to the channel, my G4 family. How are you today? And we're back in Insurgency Sandstorm. Today I thought what I'd do is just share the settings that I am using currently in the game. These have helped me no end to improve a whole lot of things, including my accuracy. And so I thought I'd share them with you. And if you're playing around with this game for the first time, it'll give you a starting point to play around with. You ready for it? Okay, let's do it. Let's do it! Okay, to change your settings, obviously you just come to the main menu, go down to settings, under stats there, and then just click on it. Now, I've been playing for a while, so I don't really need the hints, and I'm going to go through in a fair bit of detail on the settings just to give you an idea what why I've got things set up the way I've got. Obviously it's a personal preference for you how you want to set up your game, but at least this might give you a starting point to jump off from. So allow lesson hints I've got switched off. I always like to have the current objective pop up, but the rest of the hints I've pretty much got switched off. Allow VIP. View bob I have switched off because that view bob it's just a bit when you're running along it kind of stops and starts, so I've switched it off to make it a little bit more smooth, if you like. Camera animation I like, death camera I like, have that switched on. Show HUD, of course, always show compass. Now show HUD, this is really your HUD preferences, so you can have compass switched on and off, up to you. I like to have it switched on so I can give clear instructions where the enemy might be. Show fire mode, I really don't think that you need that switched on, but it's up to you. It's pretty easy to tell what fire mode you're in and change it around, but if you want it switched on permanently you can click that there. Always show cosmetic selection when game starts, and then we get to relative team colors. Now you can see I've got mine a little bit different to yours, but you can actually come in here and change these around if you like. So just play around with those, find the one that you like. Default, classic, there's all kinds of colors that you can pick. I think I've got vivid selected, I think, yep. Maybe not. So just play around with this, see which one kind of sort of pings for you, or you can just leave it on default. It's up to you guys. We'll leave it there, and that's pretty much all I've got selected there. I haven't changed anything there. I always showed minimap, team scores, all that kind of stuff. You can play around with that as you like. Here's the important stuff, I guess. If you want auto lane, switch it on, switch it off, whatever you feel is good. One thing that I have done is I have changed my look sensitivity from the default. I run 1.6 and 1.4, 1.6 on the X sensitivity, 1.4 on the Y sensitivity. That's working for me. Play around with that, see what works for you. But I would suggest that you have that bumped up a little bit. Just lets you move around a little bit quicker and snap onto targets a little bit quicker. Of course, if you push it too far the other way, it's going to zoom past the target. So you'll have to do a little bit of playing around with that. And I suggest going to the range and doing that. Change the settings, come out, see how it works for you. And that's how I did it. Now, interestingly enough, the aim sensitivity card that I use is dual zone. A lot of people use dynamic. So you got 4x potential, linear, dual zone, and dynamic. I'm using dual zone at the moment, and it seems to be working for me. But again, I'm still experimenting with that. So play around with that and see how it works. Aim down sight sensitivity 0.5, scope sensitivity 0.5. I really haven't changed that much. The one I have changed is the focus sensitivity, and the focus is almost like if you've got a sniper rifle and you hold your breath, and I'll be showing it on screen now, and it sort of zooms in for you as you're seeing, and You know, sometimes if you look down the sights of your gun, there is a natural ADS kind of movement. As soon as you hit the focus button, it will zoom it in, and it keeps it nice and steady. Now, it does take a little bit of getting used to how to do this, because so I'm aimed in with my left trigger, and to use focus I have to use my right bumper and then fire with my right trigger. So it does take a little bit getting used to how to use this particular function, but I can tell you it will benefit you hugely when you play around with this and you get down pat. The rest of these I really haven't changed any of these, but you can change all these kind of zoom sensitivities if you like on different ranges. I probably need to play around with the 2 times sensitivity scale, because I find I get a lot of recoil when the further I'm aiming, but at this point I haven't changed any of these. In fact, none of these, the rest of these settings have been changed. Vibration I've always got switched off. I don't like vibration in my controller at all. And then the last thing that I have got changed, and that's because of my controllers a little bit older, is my left and right dead zone sensitivity. And again, go to your range, aim down sight, play around with this, and to find your dead zone sensitivity. I might do a separate video on that for you, just to show you how to get to that point. And that's pretty much all I've got sorted out for my controls. And the only other one that I've changed here is in video. Now, there's a couple of significant changes I've made. I always, with every kind of shooter that I play, switch off motion blur. Motion blur is there just to help the game render, and when it's blurred it doesn't have to render as much of the textures, but I always have it switched off because it can have a negative effect when you're talking about split second decisions and trying to stay alive. So I have it switched off. The most significant thing that I've done, and again I'm playing around with this at the moment, is changed the field of view. Now the field of view, and I'm showing it up on the screen right now, is set at 70 as default. I think I have it way up. I have it 96, and that's what I kind of play Call of Duty at, 96. And at the moment it's working for me. It's working. It's improved my game now, and my accuracy is improved, my kill rate's improved by just bumping that up. So up to you, play around with that, see what kind of where that fits in. Again, that's where the range is very good for adjusting it. Apply the changes, have a look, see how it works for you, but you really don't know how it's going to work until you're in game. So I have that pretty high. Find a field of view that works for you, and yeah, you should be good. And then with the audio, I really haven't fixed that. I haven't changed that any there. I've left that all as is. Okay guys, there you go. That's the settings I'm using currently in Insurgency Sandstorm. I hope it's helpful for you. It gets your head around how things work, and what significant changes you can make to improve how the game plays for you. If it's helped, leave a comment down below. A like rating is always appreciated, because it helps with the algorithm thingy bobber thing and helps the channel grow. And if you're not subscribed and you want to see more, hit the red button, and we'll catch you next time on Gaming for XP. See ya.